In the cold, unforgiving heights of the Himalayas, the village of Lalong was surrounded by snow-capped mountains and deep, silent forests. The villagers lived simply, their lives tied to the rhythms of nature. But there was one thing that made their world different from others. The Yeti, the legendary creature said to roam the peaks. For Maya, a 16-year-old girl, the Yeti was more than a bedtime story. Growing up hearing tales of the creature, its glowing eyes, giant footprints, and mysterious calls, she had always wondered if the stories were true. Were they just myths? Or was the Yeti a real, living being? One evening, during the village's annual winter festival, Arjun, Maya's childhood friend, dared her to do something she never thought she would. "I bet you won't go to the Forbidden Valley," he teased, a mischievous glint in his eyes. The Forbidden Valley was a place no one dared venture into. It was said to be cursed, and no one had ever returned after entering. "But if the Yeti is real," Maya replied, her voice steady, "then the Forbidden Valley must hold some kind of truth. Maybe there's something there, something we don't know." Arjun laughed. "You're brave, but you're also foolish if you think you can find the Yeti. No one has ever returned to tell the tale." But Maya didn't back down. She had spent her whole life dreaming of finding the Yeti, and this might be her chance. She gathered her courage, packed a small bag, and with Arjun by her side, set off toward the valley just as the full moon rose above the mountains. The trek was dangerous. The snow was deep, and the cold seemed to bite at their bones. As they climbed higher, the air thinned, and the wind howled in a way that made Maya's heart race. "Are you sure about this?" Arjun asked, his voice a mix of concern and excitement. Maya nodded. "The Yeti isn't a monster. I know it's out there, and maybe, just maybe, it's waiting for someone to discover the truth." They finally reached the valley's edge just before dawn. The air was eerily still, and the forest around them seemed unnaturally quiet. The trees were twisted, and the shadows stretched long and dark. As they ventured deeper into the valley, they noticed strange, large footprints in the snow, too big to be human and far too large to belong to any known animal. Maya's heart skipped a beat. "These are the Yeti's footprints," she whispered. After hours of trekking through the valley, they reached the foot of a mountain. There, hidden behind a curtain of icy waterfalls, lay a cave. Maya's heart pounded as they approached. This was it, the moment she had been waiting for. Inside the cave, a low growl echoed. Maya froze. A pair of glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. She could barely make out a massive silhouette, larger than any human, covered in thick white fur. For a moment, everything was silent. Maya felt a surge of fear, but then, to her surprise, the creature stepped forward, not in anger, but in curiosity. It was the Yeti. "Don't be afraid," a deep voice boomed, startling both Maya and Arjun. But the voice wasn't threatening. It was calm, almost comforting. "I've been waiting for someone to come." Maya stepped forward, her voice trembling but determined. "You are real. I knew it. But why hide? Why are you here, in this valley?"